on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and click on the little bell for our now Turkish adventures.
Yes, if you watched our last video and made it to the end, you would know that we are now in Turkey. We're so excited to be here. We've actually been here before, but we're back in a new area, Izmir. We figured we would start things off in one of the most iconic places here in Izmir. This is the Izmir Clock Tower. Definitely something you will not miss if you come to the city. It's in one of the main squares, which is full of people and also a lot of pigeons.
This tower is absolutely beautiful. Get this, it was constructed in 1901. That's pretty wild because the city's like 5,000 years old. It's 82 feet in height and it was given to the Sultan at that time by a German emperor.
So as most of you regulars will know that I do a lot of the research for the video. So I've looked up a lot about this. I looked at photos and videos that other people did. And honestly, I didn't think it looked that impressive in pictures, but in person, it's really, really quite spectacular. It's quite large, larger than you would expect when after looking at the videos and stuff. It looks small on camera and everything. You guys might be looking at that thinking that, but it's really impressive. I love the details of it. It's worth coming to see for sure.
Also, I noticed if there's a fountain over there as well. We saw someone filling up their water bottle.
Yeah, so you can come and fill up your water bottle. I'm not so sure about like drinking water in the city in general. I think usually when you're coming to a new city, people often suggest that you don't drink the drinking water just because your body might not be used to it. So if you're from away, maybe don't do that, but if you're from Turkey, you might be used to it and it's not a problem.
So by the way, this area is called Konak Square. Now, there's a chance we're saying that wrong. We're not very good at Turkish. We might try to learn a bit of Turkish a little later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But you might be wondering, like, where is Izmir? I know a lot of you heard of Istanbul, but Izmir isn't talked about a lot, at least where we're from in Canada. It's basically on the west, kind of in the middle. It's not like southwest, it's not northwest, it's on the west side of Turkey, and it's the third biggest city in all of Turkey. That's pretty crazy. There's also about 3 million people in this city, so yeah, it's big.
So while some of you might not have heard of Izmir before, you might have heard the term Smyrna. It's what this city used to be called. I think it was actually founded by the Greeks, and correct me if I'm wrong on that one. So for about 5,000 years, it was called Smyrna, the Greek name, but in 1930, they switched it over officially to the Turkish name, which is Izmir.
Well, we've been to Turkey before, and one thing we have missed is this kind of street food, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting. Izmir actually has some of its own street food. I've been looking out for stuff, and I think this actual cart has a whole bunch of the things, but one I've had my eye on in particular, I think is this guy.
Yeah, we're looking for some, bomba?
Bomba?
Bomba. Bomba.
Well, this is an Izmir bomba. It's what I've been looking out for. I did read a big list of things that we should eat while we were here. This was at the top of it for me. You'll find out in a second why. It was a little bit of a confusing conversation. The guy didn't speak any English, which is totally to be expected.
And
we're not complaining about that.
We don't speak any Turkish.
We don't speak any Turkish, but I love that. We love having those fun conversations with people where you don't really know what each other is saying. You use a little bit of translate. We did figure it out. I think we figured it out anyway. What I think he was trying to ask us was there were different types, which I didn't realize. I thought it was just full of what we'll find out in a second, what it's full of. But he gave us all these different options and it was a little confusing, but we went for chocolate. I think he kept mentioning almond as well.
He said classic, but let's see what's inside that thing. Let's just go for it.
Should I just pull it apart or should I bite into it?
Bite into it.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Look at all that chocolate in there.
So a bomba, which is a type of pastry that is here from Izmir. I think it originates here. I actually don't know if you can find it in the rest of Turkey, but maybe you can. But it's basically like pastry on the outside and it always has chocolate on the inside. This to me tastes like Nutella, which I'm super excited about. I love Nutella. I could eat it all day, but I try to resist and I maybe have it once a year at tops. So I think he was saying there was pistachio, there was almond, and this is maybe almond or maybe hazelnut based on the fact that it does taste like Nutella, but whatever it is, it's so delicious.
There is so much traffic in this city, you guys, but one thing we really like in contrast to all the traffic is you can walk this city quite easily, huh?
You can if you're staying in this neighborhood, the Konak area, which is where we just were in the square. It's very, very pedestrian friendly, and right now we're on like basically like a waterfront promenade that goes really, really far.
Look at the ground here. It's all like kind of painted, like almost like tiles, but it just keeps going and going and going. Lots of people are out walking. We love that about this city. And I think it might surprise some people. Like, I don't know, when people think of Turkey, at least from our part of the world, a lot of people are scared to come here, and I don't know why, because Turkish people are some of the nicest people on planet Earth.
One thing I love about this part of the city is there's just so much to look at, so much to do. There's actually the Konak Pier, which is right behind us. In there you're going to find lots of restaurants and shops, and I'm pretty sure you can go sit outside and enjoy the views from there as well. But as you're walking along, you get to see the ferries passing. The ferries are going to different parts of the city because this is a very, very large city. And what you're not going to capture in the camera, I'm sure you guys are not going to see it, but it's really impressive in person, is the different areas of the city which are sitting basically on the sides of these like greeny brown mountainsides. But the buildings themselves are pretty white, pretty bright, so it's a really nice contrast. It looks really beautiful just standing here on the pier and looking off in either direction.
Yeah, speaking of contrast, I mean, look at this kind of boat here, and then you have like a modern building over there. It's pretty cool, the mixture here that you get in
like
Turkey.
It a lot.
We're actually right next door to our hotel here on the boardwalk, and we thought we'd show you guys where we're staying. We also wanted to escape the heat for a minute and get in some air conditioning. It is 32 degrees Celsius, says my watch, and it's September. It's not even like July. We hear it can get into like the 40s in July. That's pretty crazy, but you're gonna wanna see where we're at.
We are staying at the Marriott Izmir, which is in a great location, as you can see. We were literally just right outside of it a few minutes ago. Now we are here in our room. And for those of you that watch us regularly, you might be wondering, like, how on earth are you affording to stay at a Marriott? They're usually not the cheapest hotels. So we actually have a Marriott credit card, which has really helped out. We actually booked, we're staying here, I think it's 5 or 6 nights. We booked entirely on points, so it's costing us nothing, which is absolutely amazing. We also have the Amex Platinum. Really expensive card, but when you travel as much as we do, we like basically the yearly fee we make up pretty easily, and you can transfer points between, say, like Aeroplan and Marriott as well, so it's really good that way. We'll link them below in the description if anyone's interested.
I was gonna say we'll put links below, but now let's give them a quick tour.
Yeah.
The absolute best part is this. We have giant patio doors that look straight out to the ocean. Look at that. You can see there's the boardwalk that we were just on as well.
Desk on one side, and then this huge chair on the other side, which I have used for all of my stuff. But if you didn't do that, you could sit there and enjoy the view. Behind there we have a giant king-size bed, and super comfy. We've now been here a couple of nights, and I can say I'm sleeping very, very well. I'm sure the jet lag is helping as well. Big TV on one side.
TV we're probably never going to use. We do have like a little coffee station over here, mini bar down there, and a very nice bathroom.
I love this bathroom. This is definitely going to be the nicest place we stay, I think anyway, on this entire, like Mediterranean trip that we're doing. Where else we go in Europe, I'm gonna guess we're not gonna get better than this. It's too bad we're doing it at the very beginning and not at the end, but so be it. We're gonna enjoy it while we're here. But I love this bathroom. Water, like rainfall shower head over there. Lots of space, really, really good bathroom.
So we're not working with the Marriott or anything like that. We just wanted to show you guys where we're staying because you always ask, and we're going to head back out shortly, so we just want to take a little break. But another thing you guys always ask us about is, what do we do for phones, cell phones, mobile plans when we're traveling?
So over the last couple of years, since we discovered eSIMs, we've become huge fans, especially over traditional SIM cards, and we recently installed an eSIM from Yesim. We want to say a huge thank you to them for supporting our journey here in Turkey.
You guys ask us all the time about eSIMs, and now since we travel all the time, we swear by them. Plus, well, our Canada plans when we are traveling are way too expensive, so now we swear by these things. At this point, we try our best to avoid the hassle of getting an actual SIM card when we visit a new place. eSIMs are so much quicker and easier. Yesim is a mobile application for internet access that uses eSIM technology and is available in over 200 countries.
I cannot tell you the amount of times in the past that we have landed in a new country, we don't have an eSIM or a SIM installed, we can't find a SIM card, we can't find any Wi-Fi, we feel stranded, we don't know how to get where we're going, and we just don't know what to do. So eSIMs have entirely made us avoid these situations. We install our eSIM in advance, and then we just turn it on when we arrive in the new country.
We actually purchased and installed our Yesim eSIM before we arrived to Turkey. That way we can install it the minute we get here. Now that we've installed it and then activated it when we landed, we're ready to go with data here in Turkey. Yesim's international plan allows us to pay only for the traffic we actually use, and unlike regular cell phone plans, there's no long-term commitment.
This plan is valid for any destination from Yesim's list of countries. You fund your wallet with any amount, activate the plan, and use it until you have Y coins in your account. To use Yesim on your next adventure, just head to the link that's in the description below and use the discount code that's right here on the screen to get a €5 discount on your first purchase.
Not a problem if you're not traveling right now either. You can buy a package now and save it for later when you're traveling. All right, let's get back out in Izmir. Well, we've come over to the Agora right in the middle of the city. Hold on one second while I duck here so I don't hit my head. This place is crazy.
This is absolutely nuts. This is right in the center of the city. You don't have to go far at all. We literally walked here 20 minutes from our hotel and we're in these ancient ruins.
Yeah, look at it this way, you guys. Like, look at these arches. This is absolutely nuts. There's even like water coming out of these, the ground here as well. This is, wow, this is stunning.
Yeah.
We've been in some ancient kind of ruins like this before, but never have we seen water like this. It's like actually on the ground. This is, yeah, it's just cool that that's there because normally that's not the case, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if it's always gushing quite so heavily from there. It's kind of cool.
I wonder, can you drink it? That's the question. I doubt it.
So we've mentioned throughout the course of this video how historic the city is. It's actually considered one of the oldest cities in all of the Mediterranean, which is crazy. And of course, this area here, the Agora, dates back pretty far. I looked it up. I have some facts for us about it. This Agora was actually founded in the 4th century BC, right after the reign of Alexander the Great. So the original Agora was actually destroyed by an earthquake in 178 AD. So what we see right now, what we're walking through, was built by the Romans and the Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
It always amazes me how well this stuff holds up. I mean, look at the size of these kind of giant concrete blocks up here forming the arches.
Yeah, I actually had read that they excavated this like in the 1900s, so not that long ago. Like maybe
Wow.
started 100, maybe even less, 50 to 100 years ago. They started actually excavating this, which means, was it fully buried? I'm curious. I didn't get that far into the. But imagine this just being like fully.
Like a city was under here, basically.
Yeah, just under the earth.
It's crazy. So you guys might be wondering, like, what is an agora? What does it actually mean? Well, basically, back in the day, way back in the day, this was a hub. It's like, think of it as like the city square, bazaar, a marketplace. All things happen here. Everything, from political to religious, you name it. And this place is huge, and I can only imagine what it was like back in the day. It must have been such a busy place.
It's funny, we were just walking around like kind of underground where the arches are over us, and I saw a little set of stairs that just had a sign pointing up, and I didn't see anybody actually take the stairs, so I didn't know if it went anywhere, but it leads to up here. So if you come here, don't miss the stairs, because wow, it's really cool up here.
Yeah, you get a really good vantage point, like at everything, the big pillars as well.
Yeah, you can't even really see the pillars from down below. I didn't realize there's all these like crazy Roman pillars right here.
This is so interesting. Right now we're out kind of in grass, but the reason we're out there is because of all this over here. So you can see there's all this kind of remains, what I assume was maybe a building at one point. I don't know if the ground, like, was it way lower? It's so hard to tell, isn't it?
I feel like I shouldn't be out here. Like, you can just come and touch all this ancient stuff. But there's no sign saying we weren't supposed to be here and nothing blocking us off. So wow, this is just nuts. It's so funny being a Canadian, and I think a lot of North Americans can probably relate to this. We're a new country, like relatively new country. So you don't have anything ancient, obviously, around. And it's mind-boggling, first, especially when we first get over here. Every time we come to, say, Greece or Turkey or Italy, and you start seeing these ancient ruins, your mind is blown at first, but then after a couple of months, you kind of become desensitized, like, oh, this is from 5,000, this is from 3,000 BC, and it kind of stops having any, like, meaning to it almost. I'm curious as a European how you feel about ancient things. Is it just like, I see it all the time, or are you really impressed by it?
I know we're very impressed by it. Look at this, like, look at the kind of writing. I don't know if you guys can see that if the camera will pick it up. It's just nuts. It actually looks like Greek. I don't know if it is. I cannot speak Greek, and I cannot speak Turkish as well, but it looks like some of the Greek symbols. But yeah, look at all the kind of rubble here. Wow. This is so fascinating.
Yeah, you can see like the old pillars and everything. I don't know if I haven't come across it yet, but I'm curious if there's a photo anywhere of what this would have actually looked like when it was all together.
Well, I just mentioned that we can't speak Turkish, and we thought it was time in the video that we try, whenever we go to a new country, we try to learn a few of the basic words.
Yes, and we always usually go to Google Translate for this. In the past, it's not always, it's usually somewhat accurate, but we've definitely been corrected before, or Google, I should say, has been corrected by you guys in the comments. So let us know if these aren't right, but we will try.
All right, we got hello. Should we listen?
Merhaba.
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 Say it again. Do it again.
Merhaba.
Merhaba. Merhaba. Let us know how bad that is. Next up here we got goodbye.
Yeah, I did actually type in goodbye. I know sometimes goodbye and bye get different results, but we're gonna try goodbye.
Goodbye, one word.
Güle güle.
Gule gule.
Gule gule.
That's not that hard.
That's pretty
Gule
easy.
gule.
Is that right?
Last but not least, we have thank you.
Probably the most important one.
Yes.
I usually try to learn this in the places that we're going, but
This looks
Teşekkürler.
ooh,
Teşekkürler.
teşekkürler.
it looks like teşekkürler, but it sounds like she's saying teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler. I think we're butchering it. Sorry guys, we had to
maybe
try.
Maybe we'll practice it in some restaurants and see how it goes.
Well, we've just come over to the bazaar here in Izmir. I believe it's pronounced Kemalrate. Kemalrate. I think I'm pronouncing that horribly. So I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Do you remember how to say it in Turkish?
Kemiralti, maybe?
Maybe it's Kemiralti. But anyway, we're trying to learn Turkish, as you guys know. But there's so much to look at in this place.
Yeah, it's funny when you come. Sometimes in certain countries, you come into like a market and it's low quality stuff. Often
Yeah, not
stuff
this
like
one.
made in China, not to But here, it's like you walk in and immediately you're greeted with a bunch of jewelry, some really nice stuff too. I've been rather distracted walking down the hallway here.
Look at all the jewelry here. That's one of the things that you can't help but notice. There is so much. You need a ring.
I definitely don't need a ring, but I'm always. Basically, when we travel, we don't really buy souvenirs or buy much, but I would potentially buy like, I don't know, maybe a
Bracelet,
or a
there's
necklace,
earrings. Look at all the stuff, you guys. There's so much here. I mean, obviously some of this is men's, but everything is very beautiful. So what this seems like to us is a low-key grand bazaar. Yes, we've been to Istanbul before. I mean, before the pandemic, I believe. So yeah, that was absolutely massive. This is much more laid back and chill.
Yeah, we're here during a weekday, so maybe on the weekends it gets quite a bit busier, but right now it just feels really relaxed and low-key, and I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I feel like usually at the bazaar anyway, they were kind of people were fishing at you to kind of come into their
Yeah, and even just
shops.
the hallways were just packed.
We've come over now to the food part, so you can see all these kind of colorful seating areas. There's quite a few people here, but it's still not packed, is it?
No, definitely not.
There's lots to look at, though. You can see here, they kind of, they're looking to fish you in a little bit more, but I really like the decor. Maybe this is what I remember about the Grand Bazaar. It's at the food spots is where they try to actually kind of fish you in. So not so much at the kind of souvenir shopping, but
Yeah.
they're not that aggressive. I mean, they ask
No,
once.
just say you want to come in, basically, yeah, but nothing overly crazy.
We don't even know if we're hungry. We're just kind of browsing around right now.
So we were kind of keeping our eye out for Turkish delight. That's something we had before in Istanbul, and it's always fun to have when you're here in Turkey. Haven't seen any so far, but maybe not a bad thing for me because I wasn't going to eat it anyway. Funny enough, something you might not know about Turkey that we discovered the last time we were here is that it's really big for dental tourism. And this time while we're here, I'm getting some dental work done, funny enough.
Well, last time you got dental work done as well when you had a crown break.
So I have 2 crowns in my mouth. 2019 we were here, I had a crown break right before we arrived, and that's kind of when I discovered that Turkey is known for dental tourism. It's really, really inexpensive to get stuff done here. When we tell our friends about it, I think they envision us in some like back room with a hammer and like something ridiculous. They have the most beautiful dental offices here, like state of the art, and the prices are really good. So I've been getting my other, I have 2 crowns. I got the other one replaced just the other day. So I'm just kind of testing it out today, seeing if we need any adjustments.
We can give them, I bet you first, did you guys know that dental tourism is a thing? Second, in Canada it costs about $3,000 to $4,000 for a crown, right?
Yeah, I say $2,000 to $3,000.
$2,000 to $3,000, somewhere around there. Here, you can give them a ballpark range.
Yeah, anywhere from like 200 to 500 or so.
Dollars.
Like US dollars, something like that. It's crazy.
So just to put that all into perspective, it's actually cheaper to book a flight to Turkey, fly over here, have a vacation, and get dental work done. It's more expensive to just like be in our old home city in Halifax and walk down the road and go to the dentist office. I mean, which would you pick?
Yeah, I hear you. You can go on a vacation and get all your dental work. A lot of people come to get like implants and like
Yeah.
major things done, and it's funny, like all the dental offices, you basically, the moment you contact them, you get in contact with like a concierge. They book, we didn't do this,
Oh, hang
we
on.
do our own. They book your hotels. And
British concierge.
not always,
most
but
times,
sometimes. But they speak very good English if they are Turkish.
Yeah.
And they'll book your hotels, they'll book transport for you. They'll do all this stuff. We didn't need any of that. We booked all our own stuff and just arrived at the dentist's office.
Get this. There's actually where she's going to the dentist. There's like a PlayStation kind of game room lounge as
for
well.
Your spouse to
for
wait,
your spouse
so they don't
to
get too bored.
It's absolutely wild. But you might be wondering, like, if you're from the West, well, specifically, let's say Canada or America, maybe you don't know about this. It's the British mainly that come down here. This is kind of like their snowbird area, like their Florida, but they all come here for dental work. One thing we didn't get a chance to do today is to eat a lot of Turkish food. Now, there is a reason for that. Well, one, when we're not filming, we're eating Turkish food all the time, but two, we're going to dedicate one of these upcoming videos entirely to Turkish food. Like, the whole video is us eating.
Super excited for that, because honestly, Turkish food is probably up there and probably our top 5 to 10 favorite countries for food.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Maybe even in top 5, I would say. It's absolutely amazing. If you guys don't know much about it, get ready for that video. Now, you might be wondering, like, where else are you going to go in Turkey? Well, our plan this time is to stick around the Izmir area. We are looking for recommendations, something not too far from here. If you guys have any, let us know in the comments. But we thought about going where again?
Right now we're thinking about Alaçatı and Çeşme. That's kind of like on the peninsula.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. It's a little more beachy, like I think a little more laid back, not so city life.
we like the beach, especially after being in the 3rd largest city in Turkey. That's going to be so much fun. So expect lots more videos coming up. This isn't the only Turkish video, and I don't even know, to be honest, how many are coming. We're kind of just winging it.
We haven't planned we haven't planned when we're going to leaving Turkey yet. So I would say expect a lot of videos. We'll see.
100%. If you don't know who we are for some reason, it's Trevor and Delightful Travelers. Hit subscribe. That will notify you for when our videos come out. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're watching from Turkey, let us know. And if you're not, thanks for coming back each and every week, you guys. We really appreciate it.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Izmir, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.